Welcome to Still Talking Uncut. I'm your host, Big Easy, joined by Uncle Joey. He's just Uncle Joey's the co-host. The other fellers ain't showing up tonight. Matt pulled the old lady and was like, "Oh, I got a headache." That was Sean. I don't think Shelly didn't let Matt come out and play tonight. You know, you'll have that sometimes. So
You'll
we
have
don't care.
that.
We don't care about them, anyways. Uncle Joey in the right corner. We're gonna change your name, Uncle Joey. We got a new guest, and then
Oh yeah.
my man, Mr. Don Smith from South Mountain Distilling Company. Thank you so much for being here tonight, man. If you don't know, you're gonna find out, man. What they're doing down there is amazing work. He's got collabs with JB, Nick. You know, maybe I don't know if I can say the other word, but
We
there's
got
plenty more to come. Is all I'm saying. So y'all keep your eyes out for South Mountain. You'll be glad you did. Um, so, welcome to the show, Mr. Don Smith. We usually start the show with what you're drinking on. If you're drinking on anything,
Oh yeah,
feel free to tell us about it.
got a little bit of my family recipe, Sinister whiskey. It's the recipe that my grandfather and my great uncle got caught making in 1956. Got busted, and I'm carrying on that good old corn whiskey, Sinister whiskey. It's available here at the distillery. We did have it on the market when we first started after about a year and a half, but we had once the moonshiners come on board with us, we pulled it off the market to allow it to mature, and now we got a 6-year-old whiskey in the barrel. So we're proud of it. Yeah,
nice.
You can't rush perfection, and you're out of Rutherford College, North Carolina.
that's correct. Yeah,
Said a
well,
little old town there with a what looks like a beautiful distillery. I see them two
oh yeah,
two bad twins in the background, man. They're
yeah, that's
beautiful.
right. That's right. I got to give credit to Jim Shields out in Missouri. Me and him collaborated on those. Had a drawing, and he made my drawing come to life. And I can't appreciate it. Appreciate him for putting that together.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he created a piece of art, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Anytime somebody builds a still, no matter what it looks like or what it's made out of, man, no matter how beautiful or how rugged it looks, it's still a beautiful work of art.
that's
So it's
true. Yeah,
definitely
craftsmanship is
that's
yeah.
right. And I can
Absolutely.
appreciate that. That's for sure. So,
Oh, definitely.
uh,
Yeah.
what you sipping on, Uncle Joey?
I got a little Russell's Reserve private barrel selection, a little non-chill filter, a little bourbon. Just ran down the gauntlet and grabbed a bottle, man. I really shouldn't be drinking. This is my little stint of work days, so I'm trying to. If I drink moonshine, I'll drink a lot of it. If I drink bourbon, I'll keep it light. It's I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to myself, man. If I sit here with a jar, I'm gonna drink half that jar.
Hey, at
Yes.
least you know what a piece of shit you are. So know your limits. That's what it's all about.
So if I
Uh,
keep it to bourbon, I keep it light.
There you go.
I'm going to blame Matt because he's backstage. Uh, just a little feedback. It happens.
There you
Uh,
go.
so
All right.
I pulled out the tater jar.
Oh,
Ah,
there you go.
nice. Yeah, I
There
got
you
that
go.
right here. Hey, I
Little
got that from
spoiler.
Best Buy as well.
Little spoiler.
Well, I got the JB right here,
Yeah,
guys.
there you go.
Hey,
There
that
you go.
JB's a solid drink, man. Is that the
Yeah.
103?
Now this is the new one, the Veteran Choice Whiskey that
Oh
we just
shit.
released. Yeah,
Oh
back
shit.
on Veterans Day. Me and
So
JB. Go
is
ahead.
that I'm didn't interrupt you. Is that the JB aged, the 103 aged? Is that what that
Yes,
is, or is that okay?
that's what it is. Yeah, me
So
and
I've said this
JB.
before. Aged liquor, it's got to be good going in, or however it's aged, it's got
Oh
to be
yeah,
good liquor to begin with. So
yeah, that's true. And since the day that me and JB got together, we were been talking about doing a whiskey, and finally, about 2 years ago, and that's about how long this is aged, is 2 years in the barrel. We decided we were going to do something for the veterans because he's been in the moonshine and everything for many years, and my job is to promote JB and get him as big as he can be, because we make it and everything. And it was time for him to take that next step into the whiskey era. And we accomplished that with the Veterans Choice, where a portion of the proceeds go to veteran organizations wherever we get it distributed. So, like if it's distributed here in North Carolina, we're partnering with veteran organizations here in North Carolina. Tennessee, we just got it into Tennessee. It's going to be donated to the Tennessee veteran organization. So we're proud of that. And wherever else it gets to, that's what we're planning to do with this right here. So we're proud of that. And it's a good liquor. Right. Yeah.
I've had the JB's 103 not aged, so what I've had was good. So I imagine that's damn good.
Oh yeah, it is. It's good. Yeah, we're proud of it. And yeah.
Oh, I really like that apple too.
Oh, the Honey Crisp. Yeah. That one. That was the first one. That was the first one. And yeah, I'm definitely proud of it because, like we said, when me and JB first got together, we were tossing around different ideas. We were talking about whiskey. We were talking about moonshine, and me and JB, we were saying, what should we do? I said these flavors are very popular right now, and he said, how about apple? I said, okay, let's do an apple. He said, not apple pie. He didn't want to do an apple pie because everybody else was doing apple pie, He said, a fresh apple taste. I said, how about Honey Crisp apple? He said, yeah, that sounds great. And lo and behold, we came out with the Honey Crisp apple, and we submitted it 2 years. We submitted it 1 year to the National Honey Board. It won gold, best. They didn't have like gold. They had best moonshine and stuff like that, and it won that year. And then the second year, I wasn't going to submit it, but they told me to resubmit it. I was going to submit the Cherry Bounce moonshine that we make. It has real honey in it too, and they said submit them both. Okay, so we submitted it, and they tied on the score sheet. So I was like, JB, we're not going to submit it no more. We're going to stop while we're on top, So it's 2-time National Honey Board Best Moonshine, and then Cherry Bounce we submitted, and it won too. So it tied JB. So we're proud of that as well. So that was pretty cool.
Well, it's damn good liquor, and what you're doing for the veterans is absolutely awesome. So that's awesome, brother. That really is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it comes in a collection. It comes in with all 3 of his jars, and it's available on our website to select states, and it's available here in North Carolina, Tennessee. And Ohio.
We had this discussion before the show.
That's what's terrible. Our federal permit says we can sell to any licensed entity, but the states put them roadblocks in our way, and that's the hard part about being a distiller, because we want to make liquor for everybody. We want to make it for anybody and everybody that can buy it, but we can't get it to them. Distributors, no. I mean, we get told no every day, and it's really
you got to keep trying though.
Oh yeah, we're bulldogs. We just keep at them,
Just gotta
it's
keep
just
trying.
Wild. I feel like bourbon and vodka have locked it down. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to get any other liquor in unless you're making bourbon or vodka. That's all they want to. I feel like that's all it's on the shelves: flavored vodka and bourbon.
Yeah, well, that's true too. And that's the thing about moonshine too, is like they want moonshine to be one price across the board. Unlike bourbon, you got your low, your mid, and your high tiers. Mm-hmm. Same way with vodka. But when it comes to moonshine, all distributors, retailers, they think it should be somewhere around $20.
Yeah,
you got your low, your mid, and your highs.
And we're making quality moonshine. I mean, it's not that GNS stuff, and we're making it, and we're paying royalties to the guys.
It's not that Tim Smith stuff.
That's his stuff. That's not our stuff. You might want to talk to JB about that one.
We need to get him on too.
Yeah, I'd love to get old Jay sometime.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
So, what got you started, Don? I mean, did you have a different career path and then you made a change, or have you been doing this? How did it all get started, brother?
Well, my family. I'm fourth generation. At least more than likely, but I only deal with the facts. My great grandpa. He made it, and my grandfather and all my great uncles on my grandma's side, they made it, and I was around it all the way up until I was about 15. And then I got into girls. You start venturing off, and met a little girl in high school, and she was my high school sweetheart, and we got married, and I started businesses, and kind of got into the business world and stuff. And I don't know, about 15 years ago, there was a guy who opened up a distillery out in Golden Valley. That's where my family did all their illegal moonshine and stuff. Well, that sparked me, ignited me. What's this guy doing in the middle of nowhere? He got a pre-1900s name and opened up a distillery, and where my family did their illegal moonshine. I owe him a bit of gratitude for that ignition, because if it wouldn't have been for that, I probably wouldn't have done this. I would have probably stayed, focused on what I was doing, but he did, and I did too. And 2015, I started the process, created the corporation, and started the process. Took about a little over a year to get the federal permit, because at that time that was the craft distillery boom, and took a little bit, about a year to get it, and they awarded it to me, and then I had to go to the state. That took another 6 months, but once I got that federal permit, I could set up shop and start producing. I couldn't sell it, so me and my best friend, like a second father to me, his name was David Friedenberg. He was my first still hand. We did the build out here, built the bar from my grandma's barn, named my still after my grandma. She was something, she was a lot of who I am, and why I do what I do, and it, just kind of, I compare, her biscuits to our whiskey. She put a lot of love and time into her famous biscuits, and that's what we do with our whiskey and our moonshine. So we put a lot of time and love into it, especially with this still right here. This still had it custom made out in Missouri, and this one is an oil bath system, meaning it's filled up to about almost where the number 7 is. It's got a jacket around it, and it's filled up with oil in there. And then we got heating elements that heats that oil. Typically, you want to heat up your still within an hour. Start loading your plates within an hour. Well, this one takes about 3 hours to heat up, so putting a lot of love and time into it.
Yeah, it's worth it though. Big fella.
It is.
I remember, big lady, you got to warm her up slow.
Oh yeah, 200 gallons. Yeah, the first couple runs on it, we had a rum we first came out with when we started the distillery. The guy from Missouri, he gave us his recipe of the rum because I wanted to carry on the first spirit that went through the still, and that rum, we did 27-hour runs on the still. It was crazy. He's like, you got to speed it up. So we got it down to about 12 hours. But yeah, it still made some of those first bottles were pretty awesome, 27-hour runs.
Yeah, you learn a lot about your love for distilling when you run a big giant still for ever. For what seems like ever. You're like, is it ever going to stop? Is it ever going to? I can't just cut it. Like I got to let it go. And then 84 years later, you're finally done. But man, is it worth it at the end? So
it is.
You start looking at each other like, well, who's going to stick around? I can't. I got to go get. I got to go get some sleep. Who's staying? Who's leaving?
Who's making a food run?
Who lives here? Who lives here? That falls on you now.
I had a recliner in the conference room. I'd set my phone to every hour to come check on it. It was crazy. Yeah, it was wild.
But you had TV in the recliner, man. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Take
a
out.
nap,
Or
get
take
back
out. You had me at takeout, like me at takeout and liquor coming out of the still, man. It's heaven.
Oh yeah. That's where I enjoy tasting it when it's coming out 160, 170 proof, very concentrated. It's amazing. Yeah.
Now, when you decided to get back into it, did you do any like home distilling? Was you like tinkering around at home on small things, or did you just like go all in and was like, hey, let's get a big seller?
Well, me and Doc, I knew the moonshine and everything, but I knew I was going to be carrying on a family whiskey, and eventually we'll do a bourbon. We got some aging and stuff. And so me and my ex-wife, we went to Kentucky to MB Roland, and he had a class, like a 5 or 6 day, class that he taught. And we went up there and we made some bourbon with him and stuff like that. And, picked up some key things to help speed up our process. One of the main things I picked up from him was a tube and shell heat exchanger that we cool our mash down with, and that saves us about 2 days on getting it into fermentation and getting it rolling in there too, as opposed to like moonshine just waiting overnight and coming back.
Right.
And
now, can you explain how that works? How the cooling works? It's a new term we haven't heard on here yet.
Oh, really? Okay,
yes.
So we have a chiller out back. It's about a 6-ton chiller, and then we got 1,000 gallons of water that in the totes in the distillery that circulate through the chiller. Okay, and then we had a custom piece made. It's 2 8-inch tubes on a stand, and then they're capped off. It's basically like a radiator. You got one tube kind of going through it and circling back around through it, and then back zigzagging through it, just like a radiator. We pump our hot mash through the smaller tubes, and then the outer jacket, the 8-inch tube with the water that's circulating that chilled water, that helps you cool your mash, especially when you're doing all grain. Our moonshines here start as all grain, as my Sinister whiskey or my Jasper Shine. That's our base. It starts out as our whiskeys. And then once we get the whiskey out of it, then we pump our mash back into the fermentation tank, and then we add our sugar to it. And that's what we call our sour mash moonshine.
Right.
Yeah. And even with that, we pump it through that tube and shell heat exchanger to cool it down to the temperatures that we want. Like, say, with our whiskey, we take it up to about 190 degrees. Right. We separate them starches, loosen those starches up, and then we got to cool it down to about 149 degrees. Then we pitch our malt, or we always supplement with enzymes and do the conversion from starch to sugar. And then we cool it down again to about 90 degrees, and then we pitch our yeast in there, and that gives us, good fermentations on our product and everything. Yeah.
That's just saving you time cooling it down, because
it does. Yeah.
In the summertime, I've had a 50-gallon mash take 3 days to cool down because it's so damn hot outside.
Yeah,
and
that's the longer it takes.
That heat exchange, the heat exchanger through the tube. It's the same concept. Beer guys use wort chillers, where they put the Cabo down in it. They run cold water through it. So same concept, but you're just able to go straight from here through that and get it to temp you want. Yep. So it's
you're probably going even quicker than like a wort chiller would do, because you're
right. You're moving the actual liquid instead of moving it through. Same concept. You're pushing that hot liquid through cool liquid, and you're cooling it down, and so it's just real cool. You talk about you got 2 8-inch tubes and pipes running through them, and it's just contraption that you was probably like, hey, you know what? And you brought it to life. So
the one they had at MB Roland was like 16 feet long, And I was like, I don't have the space for that. So ours is about 8 foot by 8 foot.
Yeah.
We stacked it on top of one another, and we made it, and it works really good. And but in the beginning, when me and Doc, my first still hand and like a second father to me, were kind of scaling up from our test still. We had a little 13-gallon milk jug that we started with the family recipes, and then we wanted to scale it up to about 120-gallon mashes is what we do. And yeah, that was a learning curve because we had it so thick that we use a diaphragm pump to pump it through that tube and shell heat exchanger. And it was so thick, man, it blew the ends off of the hose, and it sounded like a diaphragm going off in here and mash everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, it's happened twice. Yeah.
It happens. It ain't nothing like making a mess, man. Like, it'll happen. You make magic in the end.
Pumps are gonna push it. It don't matter what.
It will. Yeah, it sure will. That's the truth. It's amazing. Yeah, that's another main piece of the puzzle here is that diaphragm pump. You know, if we didn't have a diaphragm pump, it wouldn't just not feasible to do. They're very important for scaling up. Yeah, and you don't have to worry about metal moving parts and stuff. So any home distiller you wanting to scale up a little bit, get you a diaphragm pump. Man, they're amazing. I know a lot of home distillers don't like messing with all grain, but it can be done. Just skim off the top. Don't necessarily get into your grain, but we pump Old Bessie and the other still, we pump all the grain and everything in there. And that's what, gives us really good flavor coming through our still. It's a good quality product.
It makes a difference if you can afford it. Like a lot of people, they cut the corner because it's so much more cost efficient for most people. But it's worth it. Like all grain, like it's smoother, it's better. If you haven't done it, you should do it. If you really want to make sure you get the conversion, just use the liquid enzyme, use the high temp alpha and the gluco. Make sure you do it. Use your barley and all that. You get your flavors and all that, and so do it like you're supposed to. But do you an all grain? If you haven't, do an all grain and you might not look back. Yeah. But just make sure your fermenter's huge. Like a lot of people will be like, I use 1 pound of corn and I use this much sugar and they use a fermenter and they leave this much headspace. Well, you're using a lot of corn, man. Your fermenter can't be too big,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Another thing you said about the enzymes, there is differences too in those. So, I like to keep ours kind of, proprietary, but I will assure you there is differences. It creates different flavor profiles, the different companies that have them, and you'd be surprised. Yeah. So play around with your enzymes, guys, because there's some out there that's better than others. There's companies we get solicited, they'll send us samples and stuff, and you really got to experiment with that to get the best liquor too.
Right.
We started. We had a area above our conference room and offices that when Doc was alive, we were malting our own corn, we were malting our own barley. Loved it. Loved doing it. It's just we got so busy we can't continue that anymore. So we had to switch over to the enzymes, and we played around with them until we found one that was very similar to the flavor that we had from the malted grains. So, we still use malted barley, but we always supplement with enzymes. And, malting the corn's just unfeasible for us right now. If we ever do expand to our 21 acres off of I-40, we'll eventually put a malting floor back down and stuff and continue that family heritage of doing that. But it was fun. It was it just so aromatic doing the barley. It smelled like fresh cucumbers. You know, it was amazing. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
So when you were just talking a little bit ago, you were talking about so you cook on the grain too. You ferment and cook on the grain as well. Okay,
We do.
I wanted to make sure I
Yeah.
asked that question before we got
Yeah.
further in there. So
Yeah.
obviously you're going to get a lot more flavor that way, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's got yeah.
Yeah, it does. If you had a glass of this right here, you'd know what I'm talking about.
Really,
Yeah,
I definitely will. There'll be a time that I will. I'm sure.
yeah. And that was one of the things in the beginning, and was keeping it all heritage and traditional, as local as we could get it. There was a glass manufacturer in our town. I reached out to them. I said, I was wanting them to make our bottles. Keep it local. Well, they said, "Oh, if you order 30,000 of them, we can do it." I said,
Man,
I don't have the place for it. In the beginning, I didn't have the capacity.
I don't have the money for 30,000 yards.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Can I get those delivered over the next 30 years?
Yeah, exactly. But they're a large corporation. We're small, independent. But I still tried. Even the water. In the beginning, there was a water company, and I was like, you got a valve back there. You can just fill up some totes. I'll buy it from you or whatever. Spring water. They said we can't do that. We just can't do that. Same way with down in Rutherfordton, there was a grist mill that made grits for retail. I reached out to them. I said, you can put a bag under there and fill me up a bag. I'll buy them. Wouldn't touch it. Just I don't know why. I guess just because. And that's the sad thing about the way the world is going. That the big companies, they don't want to help the little guys, but they all
it's like you don't exist.
They all started as independent businesses and got bought out or something, and it's sad the way things happen nowadays. That nobody wants to help one another, and that's the sad part of it.
Ideally, you almost have to be self-sufficient in everything, so you can just give everybody the, you know what I mean. Just do what you got to do. I mean, it's crazy to think that, but it's you grow everything that you use. You don't have to depend on anybody. But man, who could do that? You know what I mean? You gotta have a farm just to run your distillery. You know what I mean? Ideally, so
yeah, do it all. And see, that was another thing. Like with our grain, we connected with local farmers. On our barley, we depleted the resource. We were doing our dignified, our single malt whiskey, and we depleted the resource. And same way with our corn, we're getting non-GMO hickory cane corn from a local farmer, and we depleted that resource. And I call up the North Carolina Corn Growers Association, got a hold of the president. I said, you got any sources for, non-GMO hickory cane? She said, well, let me ask you this. Why do you want non-GMO? I said, well, it's the kind of the hip thing right now and everything. It's heirloom corn and everything. She said, well, let me tell you this. She said, when you were young, did you get that booster on your arm and have that scar on your arm? I don't know if any of y'all are old enough to have it.
Yeah.
But she said, you've been genetically modified. She said, do you know why they genetically modify corn? I said, why? She said, so they don't have to use as much pesticides, don't have to use as much fungicides, and they get more yield out of it. That sold me right there. So now we get just regular yellow dent, and that's what we make our product out of. Because the farmers, they don't like doing it because they have to separate it from the other corn. They don't get as much yield off of it. So it makes sense to me. They don't have to put as much fertilizer and pesticides on it. So that might be better for us in that aspect. So
right, yeah.
All the fruits and vegetables we eat have been modified along the way.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't recognize a banana from 100 years ago.
Exactly.
So everything gets changed, and it just all depends on there's levels. Like you said, there's levels on everything.
Right.
Are they changing it for the good, or and if it's going to make great liquor, why not? Like I've seen where they've modified corn to where it has its own diastatic power and it converts, it starches itself. So like there are things that, with the GMOs and the modifying that could lead to, like you could take a corn and make liquor just with the corn. You don't need barley, you don't need enzymes,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying. So like saving the farmers time and money and pesticides, which are terrible for the environment, they're terrible for you and I. It could all lead to better things, or we could all grow third arms and extra toes and stuff. But either way, as long as there's liquor, we'll be all right. As long as we can turn it into liquor. Give me an extra arm. I could use an extra hand every now and then, but I eat way worse than McDonald's. So
exactly. Well, that's like the word organic nowadays. Unless you got virgin land that's never been fertilized, you got pollutants coming in. I mean, organic's just a word.
What are the birds eating flying over the field?
Exactly. It's wild, and same way with the liquor industry. A lot of it's about the wording that you use, on your label and stuff. I got products that I've submitted to the TTB, same recipe. They have one of them like a distilled specialty spirit. One of them's considered a whiskey. It's wild. I don't know, but yeah, it's crazy. Just all about who's interpreting that language. That's what it's about, and it's wild. Yeah. Are we still on?
Yeah, we're still on. You're getting a little feedback. I think when you pull away from the mic, it gets feedback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you sit a little closer, it might be better. I know you got an event, the Moonshiner Lock-In coming up, correct?
Yeah, this Saturday, February 7th.
It's star-studded, man. I wish I was in the area. I'd definitely be there. So if you don't mind, could you tell us a little bit more about that and what it entails and all that?
Yeah, it's a great event. It's basically a dinner event that it's kind of grown. We got JB's going to be here. We got Nick. We got Tater, myself. We got both my distillers are going to be here. Everybody that works here is going to be here. JB's going to be breaking in his signature still, that's made up at Flaming Ace's Ace Custom Copper up in Elizabethton.
Tracy, Ace Custom Copper.
Ace Custom Copper. And he makes we got JB hooked up with him making his signature stills, and he's got us one down here, and JB's always wanted to run it, and we're going to break it in this weekend for that event and everything. So we're going to be telling stories, like how we got the Elvis deal with the peanut butter banana. We're going to be telling that story with Nick, and got a little surprise for everybody with Tater. We're going to be kind of doing something with him in the future, and we're going to kind of let some of these people in on what we're going to do with him. I got some brandies that's been aging for 6 years that I haven't even put on the market yet, but people are going to get to try those, and got a bourbon that's been aging for 4 years, and we're going to pull out some special things for some people, plus tell some stories. Got people from all the way up in New York coming down, New York City coming down. It's limited. We're going to have a award-winning barbecue feast for everybody, and it's a great event. There's only a few spots left. People's been buying them up, and there's a few spots left, and I have a feeling by Saturday it'll be sold out.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be sold out.
Is there going to be any live feeds where those of us who can't make it can at least
I wanted
watch
to.
it?
I wanted to do it. We did during COVID, we did a live distilling class, and it was like 8 hours, and we were able to do that. But because these people have paid so much money to come talk to JB and everybody. We may do some little live videos, Facebook lives, but we want to keep it all in house for those people that really paid the good money to pick JB's and everybody's brains and stuff. But yeah, I think we're going to release our brandies to the states that can make the purchases online that day also, and it's going to be something special. We did 5,000 pounds of blackberries and only got like 48 bottles of true blackberry brandy that's aged 6 years in the barrel. That's a one and done kind of thing. There's only 48 bottles in the world of it. Then we got a plum brandy that we did 900 and some pounds of plums, and we got about 13 gallons of it that we turned into about 36 bottles that are one and done. So they're going to be something special. They're going to come with like letters of authenticity. I'm going to sign every bottle of it. And then we got my distillery's got a 3D printed. He's going to have a barrel like where it sits into the barrel and screws on and everything. It's going to be something special for the collectors, and you'll probably see that on the website after Saturday. We want to let these people have first dibs on the first few bottles that get gone. Yeah,
man, it sounds like not only a star-studded lineup, some damn good food, some good education, good question and answer time, and you walk away with something cool too, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then we're gonna give everybody a jar and sign it and everything for coming in, and the people from New York City, they're probably flying into Charlotte and gonna rent a car. So and then there's some people, I think somewhere near you guys, might be Indiana or something, where they're coming from. But there's people comes from all over. It's wild. Yeah.
He said he's got extra tickets, Matt. You got to do is hop in the car. You could be there.
There you go.
Get us a jar. So, hey, Bennett, you should go, man. I want to link Don. I want to link you up with my buddy Daniel Stevens, man. He's a hell of a distiller, and he's a good feller.
So he says he is.
Yeah.
Hey, he ain't here, so I'm just talking nice about him. I know he left already. It's past his bedtime. So
we like talking to everybody. We keep our doors open as long as the still's running. We're here. So we enjoy.
You have a tasting room there where you can have people come in and sit and try your stuff there, Don?
Oh yeah, we have a tasting retail area kind of on the other side of the camera here. We got a big pallet rack. I wish I could kind of show you guys and everything. Barrels, a wall of barrels. We're small. We're considered kind of that medium-sized distillery. We're not the small. We're not the large. We're that mid-level. We got 200 gallons, and then we got a 500 gallon still, and we make it day in and day out. The boys will be coming in the morning. I got a 500 gallon batch to run tomorrow. Got one ready for Saturday. We're gonna have the big still running on Saturday for everybody to see, and
it's gonna be
special. So
about how many products do you have right now, Don?
Oh gosh, I think we're trying to reel that in. I think last time I counted, we had like 22 products. So we're trying to, with the kind of the liquor industry recession is what I call it. We're trying to reel that into the ones that are more profitable than others that are less profitable, and kind of go from there, and come out with some new stuff. You can only have so much.
What's one of your number one sellers?
Well, the JB line is our number one seller. The Elvis Presley line, and then we got a couple of our own. We came out with some creams. And we do buy the cream base, but we formulate the flavors on those, and the creams, and then the Purple Jesus. I can't. That was a good one, and we hit a home run with it. So that was good.
And
No, there it is. There it is. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that one's been around a while, and it pretty much stays steady with it. And the cherry bounce, it's a good seller too. And yeah, they're not JBs, but they're steady. They're steady, you know.
Hell yeah.
Stuff people like.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what we try to do. You weed out the ones that don't sell, because you're not going to have a home run every time, you know.
Yeah.
And we've learned that the hard way, you know.
Well, you know, just over time, you know, people start liking different things, and what's selling great now in a couple of years may not be.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Yeah, because I mean, somebody's got there, and that's what I tell everybody that's on one of these labels. I say, when we come out with another product, it's, you know, in the distillery, it's, if we come out with a new product, there's going to be some sales going from somebody else's to that new product. You know,
Sure.
it's going to pull away from one of the other products, and that's what we have to manage that as best we can. You know, it even happens in the market. You know, you might think you have a home run in here, but out in the public are your main consumers, and it might be totally wrong, you know. So we've learned that on several brands. And, you know, the people that we put on our labels, that's, you know, we have to make sure who we put on our labels is going to promote their products. Because, I mean, some people, you know, they're not going to promote their own brands, and that can hurt you too, you know. So yeah.
Well, and when you put a good product out, that's easy to promote, though. You know what I mean? Like when you're promoting something that's good, that helps. It really does.
It does. It really does. That's kind of like the Jasper Shine that was our first moonshine. And when it hit the papers that I was opening up the distillery, I had a local country music singer reach out to me and, you know, say, "Hey, we do my grandpa's moonshine." I said, "You know, let me think about it." But he had a song about his grandpa. He didn't have the recipe, so I used my grandpa's moonshine and put it in his grandpa's jar, and it worked, because in the beginning I needed all the help I could get promoting South Mountain Distilling, and he was touring regionally and everything, and it worked. You know, we created a music video. He had a song about his grandpa, and we turned that song into a music video for the product, you know, and put it out on social media. And, you know, it helps everything we can. You know, you have to come now, especially now with like TikTok, and golly, you got
social
like
media, man. It's
seconds.
insane.
Yeah, you got 3 seconds to even less than that to catch their attention, and it's so tough. And all these social media platforms, they're not alcohol friendly, so you have to be very careful with the words and everything.
And what you do, what you say, how you do it, what you show.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing. It really is. Yeah.
So I heard you say you got some possibility of working with a few new people. Now, do you have any new flavors that you're trying to bring out? Or are you trying to more reel what you got, reel what you got back in?
You can't give away your secrets, or somebody else is gonna have it for you, to Uncle Joey.
Yeah,
Come on now.
This is true.
Right.
This is true. Well,
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Look, go follow South Mountain Distilling Company on TikTok, Facebook, all social media. Keep up with it. Hell, you know, follow. You can follow JB and Nick, and you can follow Tater. I know Tater's always there.
Yeah.
So it's easy to see. Keep up with it. You'll find out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We use social media for all our fun stuff. We got a website too. We got blogs, and it's hard managing all that stuff. You know, there's so much out there to manage, and we're just a small team of people and everything. And like me and Doc, when me and Doc were starting for the first 3 years, we had plenty of time because we were just new and creating and everything. Now I'm stuck in a friggin' office back there doing paperwork all the time. And
all the time, man.
So I'm trying to get them involved in some of like me and Doc used to make crazy videos and stuff and let people see what we're doing back here. And I'm getting my distillers on their downtime to create some of these videos like me and Doc did and everything to, kind of show people what we do. And another cool thing that we've done recently is we partnered with Appalachian State University. They are actually doing a whole semester on South Mountain Distilling Company. And we met with the class last Friday, and we got hospitality people, we got business people, we got fermentation. They got a fermentation class, and they're all gonna, this whole course, because we've hit a plateau, and within this liquor recession that I call it, we've hit that plateau, and this has given us an opportunity to get younger, different perspectives outside the box, outside of our normal box, excuse me, and come up with some new creative ideas how to punch through that ceiling that we've encountered. And I'm really excited to partner with them. It started with it's called the Small Business Technology Development Center here in North Carolina. They put business counselors with businesses. I was at a North Carolina agriculture, reached out to me and came up and started talking to me. And he was a professor up at Appalachian State, and he came up with this idea of doing this course on us. And we're excited and really thrilled to be a part of it. Who knows? We might see an Appalachian State moonshine or something one day. They used to, between Western Carolina and Appalachian State, they used to have one of the moonshine jugs that for like football, they would, whoever won got the moonshine jug. So I told them at the meeting, I said, we need to revive that. So
out of the jug. Yeah. I know Appalachian State holds a dear place in Uncle Joey's heart. That's for sure. They're one of my favorites too. But that's a different show.
Busting balls.
Dude, he served that to me, okay? Serve that to me, Michigan man. All right? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
It happens.
It happens. You damn right. So, we really look forward to what you got coming out, man. And just stay tuned and watch and see what South Mountain's got going on, man. And like I said, I know old Big Nick pushes it really hard, and
he does.
You always see JB there, and next time we're in North Carolina, we're gonna have to come by. I got to make it by there. I don't know if we'll make it to North Carolina this year or not. I think Uncle Joe ruined it for me.
Nick's going to be in Memphis over Valentine's Day. They do a moonshine over Memphis with our products. Last year, they did a 6-course dinner with all our products at the moonshine dinner. And it's very special event, Valentine's. It's a great event. And Nick will be there representing us and the Elvis peanut butter banana. So that's pretty cool. And that's kind of unique too, that we created that with 6 different images of Elvis on it, kind of like with the topper, and our cases are 6 bottle cases. So every case has a whole collection of the Elvis Presley and the peanut butter banana. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool that the Elvis Presley Foundation paired with you guys and was like, hey man, let's make this thing a global icon. So congratulations on that. And,
yes,
I know Nick worked really hard. He pushed we saw him start from nothing and grow it to what it is. So congratulations on all your hard work, Nick. And really looking forward to what you got coming out in the future. That's always looking for what's new. Like, all right, you did this. What's next? What have you done for me lately, Don? Like, all right, you can talk about this stuff. Like, what's next? But we got a little insight, so we're just eager, So not downplaying anything. So
I mean, you've already brought some heavy hitters to the table, man. I mean, you've done well with what you've done, man.
too. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, I've tried the you know what Nick's peanut butter banana. I've tried the JB apple crisp, and you know it's he said good liquor sells itself, man. Even during a liquor recession, you know, good liquor gonna sell itself, you know, and
that's true.
You just keep doing what you're doing, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. And
thank you.
So we are very grateful for you giving us your evening and coming on here and hanging out. Let's see, Matt, before we leave, you got any questions?
I asked my one. That's one
all right.
Normal.
I mean,
I'm just wanting a live feed from this thing.
Yeah, that's all you need. Just over hitting that purple Jesus, huh?
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's all right. It gets you right, man. But anyway, so Uncle Joe, who we got on next week? Old Dee.
Yes, absolutely. Old Sunkiss Orange, old Miss Dee Pope.
She was on the episode last week on Tuesday.
Yep.
On the Master episode. Yep, that was a pretty good episode. Their second vodka episode, I will say that they did vodka again.
Yeah. they got some good vodka makers on there now.
I know. I wonder if they're going to
say that. Scott Moore's pretty decent.
Dude, they should have a vodka championship now. They got at least 2 vodka winners. Now it's time for the belt. They need one more. So, look, you speak about him and he shows up. You know, at least he showed up somewhere tonight. So, anyways, Don, let's say good luck at the lock-in, man. It sounds like an amazing event. We'll be looking towards seeing some videos of how it went and all that. And all the guys there. Don't turn your back on Tater.
No.
That's my question. Is Tater cooking?
Yeah.
He's Tater cooking. He'll be pretty hot. He'll be a pretty hot commodity.
He won't have time to cook.
He does those barbecues, and I've yet to be able to taste his food, and I want to bad because every time he posts some pictures, it's like, okay, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, we put him to work. We had a benefit for the Hurricane Helene. I had some hogs that I donated to a benefit. We had the Western North Carolina Strong event and raised money for the hurricane victims, and Tater cooked the meat for that event. And he's connected with this bent knee over here right across the river, comes down and does a lot of veteran stuff and everything. So he's going to fit right in very well with the South Mountain team and the moonshiners that we have and everything.
I'm sure he will.
So stay tuned for
y'all keep on the lookout, man. Always got good stuff going. So, like I said, we appreciate you giving us your night, man. We appreciate y'all hanging out. We'll see you next week. We'll have old Sunkiss Orange on, hear her experience on Master Distiller. I liked best when she was like, if I could ferment it, I was distilling it. It reminded me of my early days when if I could ferment it, I was turning it into wine and distilling it. So I really look forward to seeing her on. Maybe Sean will join us for the first time this year. But anyways, y'all have a great night. Don, thank you so much, man. I hope you have a great evening and good luck in the future, man. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all join the guild, man. Join the Distillers Guild. We like to talk liquor. So y'all have a good night.